So now we are recording, and I suppose I shouldn't worry about you swearing, Hannah. It's me that should not swear, right? Yeah. You've learned some new good Irish slang words and stuff.
Yeah, true. And I had brilliant teachers for that.
Very good teachers, very good teachers. So look, if you're just joining us now, thanks for joining us this very impromptu webinar. It all just came together very fast. It's a chance for us to engage with you, test out our technology, and make a little recording about the Agri-Plastics and Hatfield range. We're also a huge fan of all things Milk Bar. It works fantastic. And we also have some of the OK Plast range here as well we can show you. So we're going to keep this short and sweet, a bit of lunchtime learning. So I can't see us much longer than 20-25 minutes. But if anybody has any questions, we'll take them on the chat. Okay. And yes, so we'll do a walk around. And is there anything you want to cover, Hannah? Anything that could be helpful?
So as I told, I wanted to show people our newest hutch that we have in the range. That's the Dual XL one. That is for body calf housing. So, and we have it here. I think we need to show that one.
Okay, super. So look, if you haven't already, this is the new Agri-Plastics catalogue, which was done just for World Dairy in October. It's easy spotted because it shows the picture of the new all-in-one bedding door, which we're going to see outside in a moment. But if anyone needs this again, we can get it to you, and we can get it to you in a digital form if you need to translate or print in your own markets. Did we do this in any other language recently, Hannah?
Yeah, I think we have that done in Polish, Italian, Spanish. So yeah.
Yeah, so we can give it to you in an editable file so you can do it in your own market. We don't have a huge amount of brochures when it comes to our friends in Hatfield, but they have excellent videos. The YouTube channel of Hatfield is really, really good. And that video you showed last week at the event on Thursday, Hannah, that's the one that gets a lot of response.
Yeah, that's the video which combines Agri-Plastics housing solutions with Hatfield bottle feeding system. Yeah, that's video I assume will soon have like millions of views on YouTube.
Millions of views. And I suppose when we think of the Hatfield bottle trailer systems, we think, oh gosh, that's only for large farms in America or the Middle East. But we've had some inquiries. I know Ronan is online with us here, and Ronan has got several inquiries in the UK. I think we've one project done in the UK. But now that we have a teat, the new Milk Bar teat that suits the bottle, we think we can see a lot more of the bottle trailers going out there. I mean, when we talk about calf housing, to bring the discussion back to calf housing again, we always say outside is best for the calf and inside is the best for the operator.
Yeah.
How have you found that, Hannah, in talking to some of your large international projects? Do people still want to go inside only, or is there outdoor?
Basically, that depends on climate. Those hotter climates, they believe that the best thing is to go indoors with the proper ventilation systems for the calves. But for those other European farms, Japan farms, for example, and some other, they are normally choosing the hutches, and hutches are getting more and more popular.
Yeah, and it's like, people would have had challenges in the past with hutches. How do you manage to feed so many calves? But like that farm we were on with the 8,000 calves. Can you remember what the farm manager said there?
Yeah, the farm manager actually said that 1 hour is quite enough to feed about 1,000 calves. So that's the full cycle, starting from distributing the milk, then actually from mixing the milk, then distributing the milk into the bottles. Then we have distributing the bottles to the calves and the cleaning process. So all of that takes about 1 hour for 1,000 animals.
It's pretty incredible to think that you can feed 1,000 calves, and okay, you need to have the washing system like this. But to see the operation happening between the perfect mixture between Agri-Plastics and Hatfield, it works really well. And
You did.
and you've had projects where people come to you talking about Hatfield, but then they also look at the Agri-Plastics and vice versa. The two really go and sync well together.
Yeah, like American technology is working well together, that's for sure.
And now we're adding our little bit of New Zealand to the top of it with the Revolution teat. And can you explain a little bit to the people looking about the Milk Bar Revolution teat? What's that all about?
So the Revolution teat is a slow feeding teat, actually. And the knowledge here is that the calf produces much more saliva. It gets tired, and there are no more issues of cross-suckling between the calves. And they just get tired after suckling that teat, and they get calmer. They need actually less feed for them.
Mhm.
And you can not only save on feed, but you can make your calves happier.
And yesterday we had a nice video call with the owner of Agri-Plastics, Darren Van Buren, and just the Revolution teat. So what we're talking here, guys, is about the teat that goes on your standard milk bottle. Let me grab one here. The teat that goes on top of this standard bottle here. The beauty of the bottle is you know exactly whatever calf gets, or if some calf doesn't drink, you know what's left over. But finally, you can have the Revolution teat, because the challenge before with Milk Bar is Milk Bar needed to be in a certain direction to be able to work perfectly for the slow feed. So they have a new patent and technology that it doesn't matter the direction of the bottle, it will work. And Darren commented yesterday that it was something like 30% more efficiency in feed intake because you have the slow feeding and the better digestion. So it's really gone gangbusters already from them in North America. So Hannah, I'm just going to ask you one or more, two, because you're quite popular on LinkedIn.
Thank you, Noel.
Yeah, you're quite popular on LinkedIn, and like this is something we will share out there. But on LinkedIn, like you and I, and certainly during COVID and that, we had a lot of kind of large farms that are looking to fix or change their calf housing and feeding.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, just coming from very, very bad conditions to wanting to change up and improve their calf housing or rearing. Is there any one thing, and thinking of the calls, we had some video calls today with two markets. What would be your top tip? What would you tell someone for the first time that's considering new calf housing or feeding, and what you've learned in the last few years?
I would say I would speak first of all about the feeding, and I would ask the farm how they are feeding their calves. And if I get the answer that they are feeding their calves from the bucket, from their natural position, I would ask them to consider changing that to the teat.
Changing to bottle or teat fed as opposed to bucket. And I know some of our viewers here now might find that surprising, but yeah, a lot of the markets we deal with, it's just still bucket feeding. And do you remember that project we spoke to in Jamaica? Was that last year?
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
And the mortality, can you remember the mortality rate of the calves on that farm? It was something like incredible.
It was crazy, 20 and something percent. So for the farm of that quality farm, that's really strange, because they are considered to be one of the best farms in that region. Yeah.
So, you know, a farm like that, and again, we're talking internationally, they're talking about, the best of hutches, the best of indoor pens. But like where we brought that conversation was, we'll get the calves out of the houses they're in now, and let's just use some group hutches and use some Milk Bar. So we haven't succeeded there yet, but hopefully they will come back to us.
Yeah, because some people, they just don't want to change. They are reluctant to change. But I'm sure like in a few years' time, there will be no more bucket feeding on the market.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Some convincing to do in the Middle East about that, but we'll get there. Hannah, then in terms of a lot of your job tends to go from, okay, you might make a connection at LinkedIn or on the show, then we get the decision on it. But then the next challenge is logistics and getting the product there.
True.
Yeah. So
we can manage that. No matter how difficult that is, but we still can manage that. And we are able to deliver worldwide. It doesn't matter, is that Jamaica or Japan?
Yeah, we've done them all. But like previous to your time with Creva and Agri-Plastics, you worked in a lot of this machinery. You were involved in a lot of imports and exports, weren't you?
Yeah, true. I know a lot of things about importing different machinery to actually to the CIS region, but I'm now learning about imports all over the world.
There you go. We'll get there. So we'll try this now. Bear with us, guys, how this works. We're going to take the laptop and we're going to go outside and just do a walk around the range, and then we'll have the recording. We might have a little difficulty if other people try and join in, but we'll figure that out as it goes.
Yeah, let's try at least.
And we won't keep you out there too long. So we're actually in my own little farm here in the west of Ireland. The office now is in what used to be the calf shed. So we're gonna show you in here in the calf shed. Which product do you think we should start with, Hannah?
I would say Dual XL and go to the grip hutch because it's the best seller.
Yeah.
And Ultra Flex pens as well.
Okay.
Those are the three most important products in my opinion.
Perfect. Let's do it. All right.
Okay, but I need to dress before we go.
Oh, yeah, put your coat on. It's
pretty cold over there.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Okay.
So I'll just do a point around the range. Okay, so I'll try and keep an eye on the camera here. Yeah, so there you have, perfect. That's the new Dual XL. So the latest product from Darren Van Buren. We've already calculated that this product for the European market, even without a fence, is big enough for 3 calves. Okay, so if you go to 3 calves, there's some other challenges. We call it the Dual XL because it would be typical for just 2 calves, even up to, they might even go to 8 or 10 weeks in North America. But that's your Dual XL. So if you look in there, Hannah, we can see the pail holders.
So I hope we can see the pail holders.
Yeah, we can certainly see from the side here. So you have your 2 side doors. So we can do our feeding from there. Your top vent, as with all Agri-Plastics hutches, a new all-in-one feeding door. So 30% more space for getting your bedding in. So more and more of our customers are going to machinery bedding. So it's easier to get your machinery conveyor belt. Hatfield have a solution for that, Hannah, don't they? We can do bedding from behind.
And we have a new extremely big project now in Kazakhstan going on. And I hope to share some videos with how they bed with machinery, with Hatfield machinery, our EXL hutches. That's the that's the biggest one from individual hutches, but a bit smaller than this one.
That's here.
Yeah.
So this is your project here, Hannah. So where we have, it's, believe it or not, it's actually the first hutch ever designed by Agri-Plastics and still one of the most popular. We can see our friends from Poland in there listening, and this is what they use. When we talk about European regulations, this unit again is actually big enough that we can put a front feeding gate on here or 2 bars, and it's large enough area for the calf to be inside. And that's all the time. You don't need an outside fence area. And what's nice about that is if you have a climate which has a lot of snow, like Poland and Netherlands, or maybe Germany, this is a perfect solution. Here is meant that we can do our bottle from here feeding, but in general now what tends to happen is people maybe do probably on here. There's a hole drilled here, and you can put your milk bar 1 on here. I actually better speak up in case people can't hear. Again, as with all the range now, as standard, the all-in-one door is available. And there we have our little SSL. Okay, so that's the smallest in the range. So there's another size in between here. We have the SSL, SL, and the EXL.
And then the Dual XL.
And then the Dual XL. Okay, we'll just cut a little bit for space here. The standard length is still, the model in between here is still by far the most popular model. So Hannah, you wanted us to go to the group hutch next?
Yeah, let's go to the group hutch. I would call that Agri-Plastics bestseller.
For sure. And Hannah, compare from what you remember. Actually, Hannah, I think they've enough to see me on the video now. It's time for you to go.
Thank you, Noel. So actually, that's our group hutch over here with a swing rear bedding door. It's quite big for the person to stand in it. The approximate measurements are like 220 by 2 meters, and it's approximately 2 meters high. So you can have a metal fence over here, and you can have different types of feeding solutions on that fence. Or the second thing that we can do with the group hutch, we can turn that hutch into a body one. We will have the metal front feeding door over here, and a separation bar or a separation fence, and then this hutch will be enough for 2 calves till 4 months old, I would say.
Yeah, in some markets they might go to 4 months. Yeah. So you have the height for lots of air. You have your center panel feeding outside. We've done lots of projects in the UK with this, very popular in America. So yeah, we have the buddy system, and there's a canopy here as well. But we can share, when we put this video online, we can share in the comments the pictures. So I'll give it back to you, Hannah, and I'm just going to show the rear doors if people haven't seen them. This hutch has got an adaptation here for our UK dealer, Timor's fence. They have a simple fence that slots in air. So if we just come around the back, you have your adjustable vents. Okay, again, climate dependent. If you're in a very hot climate, we can add a feature on here for a bottom vent. Okay, and then you have our rear bedding doors. This bedding bar can be left up if you're using machinery. And some of the newer versions, we actually have a grid in here because a lot of people are using smaller calves in it. Then you also have your lift kit that can go on top. And yeah, by far our most popular product, Hannah, really busy. You turn around here, we're now looking at the back end of the triple flex hutch. Not something you've done a lot of, Hannah.
Unfortunately not, but I believe that this product has a lot more potential. But that's probably one of the best sold products in North America.
Yeah, yeah. And Darren designed this product. In North America, it's very common to have something that looks like this, but made from plywood. So Darren designed this to look like that, but of course, being plastic, going to last forever, where the plywood is gone in a couple of years. This is the triple model, so it's set up for 3 calves, but we can also do 1 panel here and have 2. So we're looking at a lot of what's happening in Germany now, where people need to keep a lot of calves very fast, even for just up to like 1 or 2 weeks. So this is very popular. Oh, strapped in over here. So got your canopy there to protect from the elements and the very hot days you can open. And let's see if I can do this, Hannah, if you want to come around here. So in the colder climates, you have an adjustable vent here. You can keep the vent open a certain amount. Or very closed, we can seal up and strap it down. So a little bit of assembly works, that product, have to comment, but like again, once it's built, it's very solid. Our Dutch partner, Agri-Plastics Netherlands, they have actually created their own lift kit here now, so that you can just pick and clean the unit easily, easily with a machine. Hannah, you're going to do the starter pen.
Yeah, I'm going to the starter pen. So that's also one of the most favorite products, and we have 3 versions. So without the floor, with the pillars, I would say, and with the wheels and the slashers floor, and that's the most selling product for me. I mean, this type of the starter pen, it's really it's intended for the calves from day 1 to day 10.
Yeah.
And you can have the option with the bucket with a nipple, with the bottle with a nipple, and you also can have 2 buckets over here and a starter bowl if you need that.
And it can move around there easily, Hannah. Do you want to see if it wheels for you? There you go. No problem.
That's like a cart in the supermarket.
It's like the supermarket cart, yeah.
Yeah, just
and
you have the calf.
And then easy for cleaning. We can tilt it up for power washing or cleaning.
And also there is a version with a red lamp, but the red lamp is not included, but we can also heat your calf from the
So you can have the hanging red lamp, yeah. And actually, just while we're there, the brochure that's there on display is actually for this OK Plast range, we have a good partnership with as well. And of course, we have some milk bar there, as we talked about, we're a big fan of. So all that's left is the Ultra Flex pen. Hannah?
Yeah, so that's the Ultra Flex one. I believe it's 6-foot one. So we have 5-foot, 6-foot, and 7. And we really prefer the middle one to display because you can tell that there is something smaller and there is something bigger. As you can see, each front door has 2 buckets. They are always included. Then we can have an option with the bottle. And here there is a special bracket for teat buckets.
So you can have a teat bucket option as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really easy to assemble and disassemble that Ultra Flex pen. And also we can remove this side panel and make
With
2
that,
pens together, standing with that metal bar. That's the crossbar, actually, the one you see in the back. So we also think that Ultra Flex pen can be used for budding 2 calves together.
for budding 2 calves, absolutely. Show the door there, the way it swings both ways, Hannah.
It's not easy to do that with my nails.
Not good with your nails, that's okay.
So
And the large project we had the video call with today, they were talking about 700 in a project,
Yeah,
and then they were laying them out in line with other calving. And I suppose just to talk about there, it's very new. We don't have a sample, but the new slatted floor is made to fit under this product, and also you'll be able to clip it in at the sides so that the whole thing clips together.
Yeah, exactly. So basically those things will
The
clip the pen to the floor.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back inside and finish up. And if anybody has any questions. Yep. Oh, it's a bit warmer in here. Yeah. So now, so as I say, this was about just testing our technology, having a quick chat and having something that we can share. So can we see there if there's any questions, Hannah, in the chat?
Yeah, we need to go in.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. So look, I suppose a real regular question we get all the time when it comes to Agri-Plastics is what's the lead time? So currently, we're at a time of year where it's normally about 4 to 6 weeks. We've had the last few years have been very challenging with, as I call it, the COVID crazy, and we've had things going up and down. But again, Darren was here with us in Ireland last week, and all of that is really under control. So like 4 to 6 weeks is kind of normal. When we had our presentations last week at Meet the Manufacturer, Ronan talked about F to D to F. So our goal is always to get product as direct as possible and even payment right to the distributors. So if you're looking in this video at LinkedIn, you need to understand that we don't bring Agri-Plastics and Hatfield to Ireland and then on to our projects in Israel or Middle East or Europe. Everything goes direct.
Yeah, everything just goes from the factory in Nebraska to the customer.
Distributor, absolutely, yeah. And we do that with all the factories we represent. We've got the booklet there. So at the event we had last week with the Meet the Manufacturer, we had 10 business partners that we work with. The focus was mainly on the UK and Ireland market. But again, if anybody has any questions looking at this video, just feel free to pop it in and let us know. Now, Hannah, so I said we would keep inside the half an hour.
Yeah, and we are all in the limits.
And down to the last minute.
Yeah, the last minutes is always the best minutes.
Okay.
So it's a really nice experience, and I think we need to do that a bit more often now.
We do. I think we need to look at maybe bringing in some of the manufacturers for an interview as well, or maybe our friends in Hatfield or Agri-Plastics. But Hannah, what's the rest of your day look like today? Where are you going from now? So you're down the west of Ireland. Where are you going to be this evening?
I'm going to be in Dublin. I'm not sure of where is that on the map, but I'm going to be in Dublin today.
You'll be at Dublin, and then tomorrow you head back to
Warsaw.
Okay.
So I live in Poland, and I'm going back there.
So I think we're going to sign off there now, unless there's anything else. I think some people are saying the chat isn't working for them. Apologies, guys. I said this was just an event to test out the technology. We're only a message away. Myself and Hannah are here. We're just two members of part of. There's 10 of us in the team all together. So just ping us a message and let us know if we can help in any ways. And yeah, with that, I'll say goodbye. I'm not finishing the webinar right now. I'm just turning off the recording. So thank you very much. Happy, Hannah?
Happy.
Good.